going to get started. So, hi everyone who's there. My name is Brent Kamlich, and I am the head dude, we like to say around here, of a company called Dude Be Nice, as you're all familiar with. And for those of you that don't really know the background of Dude Be Nice, I'm just going to give you a quick little snapshot of kind of how we got here, what this company is, what we do, and what we care about. So, Dude Be Nice is actually a lifestyle brand, and what we like to say around here is we like to connect people through style and stories. I'm going to break that down for you. So style, we make cool clothes. We want to make clothes that inspire people to treat others better, that if you're wearing a Dude Be Nice shirt on the street and someone sees that, they have a positive emotional reaction to that, and if you see someone wearing that, you feel connected to them. So you're connecting people through style and stories. We want to make awesome clothes that make kindness cool. The stories piece is we started this thing a while ago called the Dude Be Nice Project, and that's kind of one of the things that makes us unique. And here's what the Dude Be Nice Project is. If you haven't seen a Dude Be Nice Project, which I'm sure most of y'all have seen, the Dude Be Nice Project is this. We find those incredible, underappreciated, unsung type heroes in our communities and throw them the most insane surprise parties of their life. And really what's unique about that platform is most often we get kids in the community involved in throwing that surprise. So it's not just a random act of kindness, it's a very intentional, well thought out act of kindness. And our videos are something that have inspired a lot of people to create their own Dude Be Nice projects. And the reason that those are so important to us, really the core of who we are three things. We're all about kindness, we're all about inclusivity, and we're all about gratitude. And so we have this company, we have this platform, and when we started the Dude Be Nice project, we're like, this is cool, these big surprises that we throw for people, but how do we make that into something that kids can experience every day or every week in their communities? And so that's why we created this awesome thing called the Dude Be Nice Week. We found that communities, schools across the country are really focused on character development and doing nice things in their communities, but we wanted to create a platform where people can do these things on a weekly basis and experience gratitude in not necessarily a huge way, but a lot of different ways. We know that the research shows us that if we want people to actually experience kindness, one of the best things we can do is allow them to have a tangible experience themselves. And that's what the Dude Be Nice Week is all about, having those tangible experiences. And so that's what we wanted to give to you guys. It's not an anti-bully week. It's not a kindness week. It's all about doing something. And it's called the Dude Be Nice Week because we just think Dude Be Nice, kids can relate to that more so than they can to some of these anti-bullying or bullying prevention campaigns. So that's kind of the core of our brand. A little bit of my backstory is about a few years ago when we started Dude Be Nice, it was really a result of a lot of things that I've learned over the last 10 years that I like and don't like, and kind of what I wanted to be about and what I wanted to do as a career. And so my backstory is I have a kind of career from journalism, producing television news, to then running a summer camp, to working in corporate America. And Dude Be Nice was really just the entity that was like, wow, I learned that I love telling stories, just not really sad ones, but I also love working with kids and building brands. And so Dude Be Nice is really just that, building a brand, like I said earlier, that inspires people to treat others better. And we want to create the resources that allow you to actually experience that and not just talk about it. So today, what we want to do is, you've heard a lot from me already, but I want you to hear less from me and more from our experts. We've created the Dude Be Nice Week as something that you can do, and it's happening in communities all over the country. And the good news is people like we have on our webinar today have actually created their own Dude Be Nice Weeks, and they've had ups, downs, they've had good experiences, challenges, and we want to share that with you. So when you plan your Dude Be Nice Week, you can have a really successful event. And so just to introduce you all really quickly to some of the folks that you see here on the screen. So on my far left, this is Brooke Pond. She's one of our experts on the panel today. She is from Central Union in Lenmore, California. It's a K-8 school, and she's recently done a Dude Be Nice Week, and I'm actually gonna have the opportunity to go speak at her school in a couple months, or is it next? I think it's next month. So March, yeah. March, so I'm excited about that. Also, we have Courtney Goldberg. If you could just wave, Courtney. She's from Episcopal High School in Houston, Texas area, and I've had the opportunity to go and hang out at her school as well. But she recently did her second Dude Be Nice Week. They started this last year, and it's become a trend on their campus that they just do every year now, and it's a pretty cool legacy that she's leaving and something that the kids look forward to. And then Allison Smith, if you could wave really quickly. So Allison's on the Dude Be Nice team. She helps create a lot of the content like the Dude Be Nice Week and create different ideas and put things together like this webinar so we can have these discussions. So Allison is awesome. We love having her. Jen St. Clair, who's on as well. She is pretty new to our team. Her and her husband are part of the larger Dude Be Nice team, but Jen has a pretty strong background in education in the psychology field, and she is also helping develop content and curriculum and just working with people like you that want to bring Dude Be Nice to their campus. And then finally, to my right over here, this is actually my wife. Her name is Jamie Kamlich. She is she's been in education. She's been a teacher now, I think, for 10 years, but now is helping also develop content for the Dude Be Nice Week. And you've probably, some of you folks on the call or that are watching this have probably connected with her in some capacity, but she's been a great asset to have on the team as well. She's about to have a baby. So this webinar could get really interesting if that starts to happen at any point today. So that's a little bit of our background. I want you all to know that the Dude Be Nice Week is really something that the goal for this is we've created kind of an outline. We've created a guide. If you haven't seen it, you can get it on our website under the DBN Week tab. But if you want to get that guide, it's free and it's really just a guide. Guides are not meant to be the end all be all. We want you to be creative with your kids or your community to make it fit for you. The community guide, or excuse me, the Dude Be Nice Week guide is all about creating a week that kind of focuses on kindness and gratitude and inclusivity, but we want it to fit for you. And there doesn't have to be a specific day every year or week every year, or it doesn't even need to be an entire week. Maybe you only have a few days to condense it. It's up to you. We just want to help you and be the facilitators of these awesome experiences on your campus. So here's what we're going to do the next 20, 30 minutes or so. You're not going to hear from me as much. What we're going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Brooke and Courtney to talk about some of their experiences with Dude Be Nice on their campus, some of the things that have been great, some of the challenges they've had, and hopefully you leave here with a solid foundation so you can create your own Dude Be Nice week. So I'm going to ask them some questions. If you guys have questions as you go along, Allison will be checking those out. So please ask them and we'll open it up for questions a couple times throughout this webinar. But we appreciate you being here, and I'm going to ask the experts some questions. Again, if you're just joining, we have two experts on the call. We have Brooke Pond and Courtney Goldberg, who have brought Dude Be Nice to their campus, and we're going to talk to them about their experiences and what we can do to make our platform better and hopefully give you some ideas to get you started as well. So, y'all ready to roll? Brooke, you ready for this?
Got this.
Cool. All right, Brooke, so a couple of the questions. First, how did you find out about Dude Be Nice? Like, what attracted you to this brand and versus, doing another kind of anti-bully type campaign or Kindness Week or something? Like, what was it about Dude Be Nice that was attractive to you?
I'm going to have to tell you, it kind of sounds like it's a fairy tale, but it was summer break and I was on Facebook. According to my husband, I wanted a lot, so this helped us. So what happened is in your sponsored feed on my newsfeed, you popped up with the video about Rocky, the janitor. It popped up, instant wanted to watch. I watched it, fell in love instantly. And I'm sitting there during the summer, because it was summer break, I couldn't do it right away. But I'm like, I want to get this to my school. I have the right kids for it. How can this happen? And then September, a parent wanted to know if we had student council. Didn't have it. My principal wanted to know maybe we can have a leadership club, and then bam, I know what we're gonna do. So that's how it came to me. And then all I had to do was just show my students videos, and the ideas just flourish. That's something that I love about this company. It's instant. It's an instant buy-in with the kids because some way, somehow you guys have created an instant cool factor. I can't describe it. But when you are in it, you understand it. But you can't, I don't know, it's just one of those things, you have to live it and you see it. It's beautiful.
That's so cool to hear. Yeah, when we started the Dude Be Nice project, which is these cool surprises, it was really kind of this idea of like, wait, when I look at my news feed, especially kind of after this election season, I left looking at Facebook and social media like feeling depressed almost every time, or angry or irritated or something. So we want to be a company that creates stuff that is good, like the good news that I think we all need. And so it's awesome to hear that impacted you. And now ultimately to hear that you're going to implement this and you have implemented this as part of kind of your school's DNA is like a dream come true for us. So thanks for sharing that. All right, next question I have for you. How did you introduce Dude Be Nice to your students?
So like I said, I started with the videos, actually just one, and then they begged to see the entire rest of the 10 videos that were on there. So I kind of convinced them to do one a day. But then I did the breakdown of the week, or I used the guide. The guide was literally the foundation of the planning and launching sequence. So before I showed it to them, of course, like anything like with curriculum, you take a look at what you have mapped out. You kind of get some ideas just to kind of front load the students and kind of get them on a path. And then we said, this is what we want to do for Monday. We stopped there. Then we made sure we had all the details planned out. Then we talked about Tuesday. And then again, we had all the details laid out. Then we stopped there, talked about Wednesday. It took a good month with the planning and the details and the creating. But we wanted to make it right. We knew this was our launch, and we wanted to launch pretty big.
Was it your entire class that was planning it? Did you break them out into like subgroups that said, hey, we want to plan each day according to these groups, or how did that work for you?
So initially we wanted to make it a club, but I wanted to pilot it. That's what we teachers use a lot, pilot things. We wanted to pilot it. So my principal, beyond supportive, by the way, was totally okay with me piloting with my class. So it's been my class. And now because again, that instant buy-in, I have almost every 6th, 7th, and 8th grader on our campus who are jealous I'm not in my class or want to find a way to be a part of it.
That's awesome. So what are some of the activities that you created for your Dude Be Nice Week to kind of emphasize this idea of gratitude? So I mentioned this earlier, if you're just joining us, really kind of one of our focus is how do we get kids and people to experience gratitude and saying thank you? And that's not just by accident. We know that research will continue to come out that suggests showing gratitude, being thankful is one of the keys to a happier community and a happier person. So what are some of the ways that you kind of integrated these ideas, and what are some of the activities that you actually did to make your Dude Be Nice Week awesome?
So before the week actually started, the way we did our kickoff was we created a live poster. So weeks before, I had a staff meeting, and I was kind of front-loading the staff. The only thing I didn't really fill them in on was what Staff Gratitude Day was going to be. I just told them it's going to be epic. Sit back and enjoy. And so then what I did from there was I asked each teacher, hey, here's this little white regular printer paper cut out. Please have your students write down something that was nice or done for them, or something that they did that was nice, or if they really couldn't think of anything, what would be nice? So before that Friday before our kickoff day, we received all of our cutouts, made posters of that, and then we made some cutesy posters. And then my husband and I, Monday morning, 4:30 in the morning, we had them all displayed so that it was like Christmas morning. So our students just walked into it. Tuesday, which was Buddy Day, we played some fun Minute to Win It fun games with them during lunch to keep it nice and fun and nice and easy and simple. Wednesday was our Staff Gratitude Day. Flowers were given to them with a quote saying they're inspiring. And then we also allowed the student body to hand out flowers at their recess. Thursday, we had a community day. We let our dancers we live near a rancheria, which was known as a reservation at the time. They have their Native American Youth Dance Club. So they came in as an assembly, and we honored them midway through their assembly with the poster and bouquets. And then, of course, Friday was our favorite day, which was celebrating our unsung hero.
Can you tell me a little bit about Friday in particular?
Oh, absolutely. So because we just pretty much launched it, and we kind of clued in the campus here and there. So in order to make Friday more fun and like really get them hyped and energized, like the first 10 minutes, we just played competition games and got them psyched. And then in midway, we told them we have this secret. We're going to surprise our janitor. We're going to have our principal kind of freak him out a little bit to make him like, OMG, what's happening? And we practiced our cheers. And I think besides the games and getting him kind of jazzed up, the silence in between from the call that the principal made to when the janitor came, it's kind of a joke. That cafeteria has never been so quiet, and there was so many students in there. It was beautiful. So our janitor went to fix something that was wrong, and we just screamed, poured his favorite candy over him. We had a pre-made interview that we tricked him thinking it was something else. We showed your video about what Do Be Nice is all about, the what's wrong with being nice video. And then we cheered him on, gave him his favorite team was the Philadelphia Eagles. So we gave him a sweater, which he wore the next week because he went to an actual Philadelphia Eagle game, and he went Facebook Live and showed it. It was beautiful. And then we had the 8th graders and us dump a paw print thank you note in a basketball waste basket. We had the newspaper come. For somebody, Jordan is the person we surprised. For somebody who is works hard but likes to be in the shadows, we shocked him, and he still talks about it today.
That's so cool. And now a lot of people think, we get so many emails like, help us with this Dude Be Nice week or project or whatever, and they think like, it has to take some big budget to like make this week or these moments really exceptional. Like, would you say that that's true or false? Like, how much money do you think you spent putting this beyond kind of custom gear and all that stuff? How much money do you think you actually spent to like do the different things you did, flowers and notes and a jersey?
When you think about it, it's 5 days worth of activity. So you would think it's thousands of dollars. It's very practical. It's very practical. And like, I'm pretty sure we'll discuss this later. There's other ways to even get money towards that too. But it's very practical. Almost everything we did was made with posters and paint that you already have in your classroom. The only, if I had to say what was the most expensive, but which isn't, is just time, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, a lot of people watch our Dude Be Nice project videos. We've had about 30 million people watch these things since we launched, which is, just crazy to think from where we started. And the things that are always most impactful that people respond to are the little things. Like, we did a video where a guy loves the United States. So we put a marble with either red, white, or blue in a bucket for him that represent all the lives he's touched. And that's, pennies, right? And that's the most important and significant moment of that video. So it doesn't take much. It's just thinking and making it fun, creative, and meaningful. So as you create whatever you do, I always say this, and when I met with Courtney's class, I said, kind of use these words as your guidelines: fun, creative, and meaningful, whatever you do. So, I don't want to pretend that doing a Dude Be Nice week is easy, right? It's, you have to put some time and effort into it if you really want to make it successful. So what were some of the challenges you faced, Brooke, that, people can kind of expect, and maybe some ways that you can get over those?
I think because in our town, no one's really heard of it. So we kind of got to be the first ones. So to me, this generation is totally misunderstood. They just need to be shown, and they take off. And I can tell you that right now. That is what I saw. We planted the seed, and within a week, I don't know what happened, Miracle Grow or whatever, but it just took off and it went. To me, the only hurdle, I had to seriously think of the what ifs. I really didn't have any huge obstacles or hurdles. What I could see happening though, because we did just launch it and not really have curriculum in terms of like going to every classroom saying, this is Do Be Nice. What could have happened was we could have had some students who wouldn't have a buy-in if they weren't involved themselves. That wasn't our situation. Maybe for some schools it might be funding, because what might not be expensive to us or doable may not even be within their reach. But again, like I'm pretty sure we'll talk about later, there is ways to get to that. And I had a super supportive administration and staff, coworkers. Not one teacher said, no, I really have too much to do. It was like, I'm on that train. When does the train take off? Like, they were ready for it just to go, and we weren't there yet, but they were just like, can we go? Can we start this tomorrow? So for me, I didn't have any huge obstacles, but I could see the what ifs, like the no buy-in from a student that could have happened, but thankfully for us it didn't. And funding, which again wasn't our issue, but could be somewhere else. But there are ways. There is always ways.
So last couple things. First, any specific advice that you can think of to give to either the teachers or the students planning this? And again, I said this earlier for those of you just joining, the Dude Be Nice week is meant to be an activity that students or young people in your community create And it's up to us as adults and teachers to kind of help facilitate it and provide the guardrails and really help them settle into administration as needed, or get certain people in the community involved. But we want this to be an activity your kids experience and feel proud of when it's over. You know, we, especially in leadership groups and student councils across the country, and I always joke about this with kids, it's like I go into classrooms and all it looks like, it's like a glitter bomb's gone off. It's markers, crayons, whatever it might be. And it's all really dedicated most of the time to like dances and like different activities to kind of raise money. And sometimes we forget that maybe the most important, meaningful ones are the ones that are ones that are thought out and for other people. So anyhow, the last question so yeah, any tips, advice before we move on to the next one?
Honestly, you need to lay the foundation. You need to make sure that these kids, these students that you're trusting to send and spread and continue this message, have a foundation where they know that with great power comes great responsibility. So you want to make sure that these kids understand, yes, we're all human and we're not perfect, but if you're not wearing that shirt, it doesn't matter. You are being nice. If you continue it, you get more on board. And I also let them know, you never know who's watching, but someone's always watching, and you've got to make sure you live this message. Keep this message alive. Anytime, the Do Be Nice website does great on putting in those cute feel-good stories, those warm fuzzies. They also do a good job of kind of putting in some new videos to where it kind of keeps their message within their blogs and their website alive as well. But when I see something, I'm showing it. It's not just us that's kind, and it doesn't just stop with us. And it just, like I said, you got to keep the message alive. Always keep things connected. You're talking about history. We still talk about the value of why you need to be kind. You know, it's just, I basically say lay the foundation and keep the message alive.
Great. And I'm going to throw one last question at you that we haven't really talked about before, but a lot of people do their Dude Be Nice week, and it's like, okay, now what? Like, how do I keep this going throughout the year? Like, we experience some good things, and I'd like to tell students and parents, like, being nice and being kind, like Dude Be Nice. I'm not perfect. Trust me, my wife's right here. She'll tell you that I'm not. I think she reminded me yesterday that I'm the CEO of this company when I was being a punk. But what's important to note is that being nice and like kind, it takes practice, just like anything else. You know, it becomes habits and looking for those opportunities to do good things. So what is it that you guys are doing to kind of like keep this Dude Be Nice vibe going throughout your weeks?
Something that I said at our assembly with our students, because that was the last event that we did, or activity we did that week. The last statement I said to the entire campus was, "We're not done, we just begun." And so we have done community projects, and we continue to do those Fun Friday lunch activities with K-5. And because I've had a lot of these students that are 6th, 7th, and 8th graders outside of my room, they're always checking in. I've made an Edmodo page with my students and for the other students to kind of check in. So it kind of models what the Do Be Nice page has with those. If I show my kids something nice and awesome, it's going on the page, and then my kids are replying to it so that the people who weren't in the room were part of the discussion. I also use that page for announcements. We had a Christmas card drive, so I used that to keep our campus alive, and it was beautiful because we did involve our campus and we got triple the amount that we were needing. So and it's always what's next. We already have the next plan. On Monday we're giving a presentation to our district board about this, and other schools in our town are on board, and they're asking me, and I'm sending them to you. Lemoore is ready. Lemoore is thriving.
That's
and
cool.
I'm excited to know who else will thrive from this.
That's awesome. So we, that's so cool to hear. Like, and what's awesome, hopefully for you guys, Courtney and Brooke and any other teachers or students on here that are bringing Dude Be Nice to their school, like, you're starting a new trend. You're starting a new thing on your campus. When I was in high school, we did the same old things that everyone else did. We tried to just kind of make it a little bit fresh and different. But when you do a Dude Be Nice week or make this part of your campus culture's DNA, like, we hope that this becomes something 20 years from now. I always say, like, we all experienced probably Red Ribbon Week or these Say No to Drugs campaigns. Like, we want this to be a campaign that sticks, that's a little bit more action oriented, and a cool brand is behind it. So that's really our goal. So awesome. So Brooke, thank you so much. Allison, I know there's some people watching. Any questions coming through that we can ask Brooke, or let me know if we can keep rolling on with Courtney?
Yeah, we've got a good one that just came in from Chelsea. Do you have any advice on how to pick your person for Friday? She says their committee surveyed the student body for nominations, and we're overwhelmed. How awesome is that by the response? And now they're not sure who to pick. So do you have any advice on that, Brooke?
To me, I would say let the kids kind of like put it with the kids, but definitely guide them in a direction where you're not singling out. So I wouldn't just do a teacher, because then when you're doing a teacher, you're going to make their coworkers, naturally. I mean, everyone will be happy for each other, of course, but you really want to stick to somebody who does their job and they are involved with the students, but really show the students that they may not be in the classroom, but they are just as important and need just as much value and respect as anybody else. We kind of try to stick with janitors, librarians, nurses, even, you might get a little too testy with an aide, but it depends on your campus. It has to be someone that they all know. When we did our rally and it was Jordan, our custodian, every kid knew who it was, and you could tell it was like an instant nod of approval, like, yeah, totally,
Totally. Great question. And I'll add to that, something that I want to make sure is clear. Like, we love when we celebrate adults and teachers and those underappreciated people, but some of the most powerful events that I've seen are when students do something to recognize or help another student. So the peer-to-peer stuff, we've actually never done a Dude Be Nice project. Like, all the videos you've seen have mostly been adults, but our goal is to create some sort of event where we see kids do something for other kids, and that's pretty cool. Courtney, we're gonna jump to you in a second, but any thoughts on that question in terms of how you actually choose people to celebrate?
So we did it a little bit differently last year. So last year we threw it to the kids, and we had a committee of kids that worked together to plan our whole Dude Be Nice week, and they compiled a big list. And then since it was the first time doing this, and we have a pretty conservative and traditional based campus, I took it to admin and said, what do you think of this? And they had one person that they really thought would be great as a group. And our admin said, knowing this person, they would not want to be singled out in this way. It would make them very uncomfortable. So they said, what if you recognized a group? And if you want to move forward doing this, we'd prefer if you recognized a group of people who maybe work together in some way. So we shifted our thoughts, and we didn't even recognize the person we thought we were going to recognize, but we ended up picking a group of people who work collectively to do something. So last year it was the group of adults who worked on our school musical, because that's like one of the biggest productions we do. They start rehearsals in October, they go until the end of February. They did a touring show last year. So just because of the time and effort, energy to do something for the whole community, we really wanted to recognize and show our gratitude for their efforts. This year, the school really liked the idea, and the kids really liked the idea of recognizing a group of people who do something. So this year we recognized faculty and students. We are an Episcopal school, so we have chapel every day. Some people love it, some people have to go and they go. But we have a group of adults and kids who work to do our daily planning. And so we recognize the adults and students on that planning committee. So the kids were able to recognize their peers this year, and they loved it, and they felt really special being able to do that.
That's cool. That's and Chelsea, a great question. I will tell you that the other, if you get hung up on something like this and you can't make a decision, then go a different way. The Dude Be Nice week, the guide that we created, like I've said from day one, this is a structure, this is a guide, but do what you think is right for your school. You know your community best, you know your campus best, just like Courtney said, they had to adjust because of the type of school they are. So they did that, and Brooke the same way. So don't feel constrained by what we've given you. We want you to be kind of empowered to make your own stuff, share it with us, and give us new ideas. So Brooke, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you can stick with us and chime in on some other questions perhaps at the end. But let's jump over to Courtney Goldberg. So this is my friend Courtney. She is from Episcopal High School in the Houston, Texas area, and I've had the chance to meet her students and also go to her school. It's a really cool school, minus there being some like haunted rooms, but we'll talk about that in a separate webinar. So Courtney, this is her second year of doing a Dude Be Nice Week on her campus. And so she just had her second annual Dude Be Nice Week. But I want her to, as kind of the veteran, just to talk through some of the things we talked about with Brooke. So I guess the first question I'll ask you, and I don't even know if I know this answer, is kind of how did you discover Dude Be Nice? Like what attracted you to it, and why did you think your school, your kids would kind of be into making Dude Be Nice a part of their campus?
Well, I met you, Brent, through a mutual friend at CATA. And so our friend was like, Courtney, you need to meet Brent. I think y'all could do some really cool things together. So, you could bring back some really good information at your school, because he had just worked with my campus and came there to speak. So I met you, and then a few months later, you were at the Texas Association of Student Council's annual state conference, and I took my kids there. And so I knew you were going to be there. And so I was all about, as soon as you told me what you did and what this is about, I was like, I am in, let's make this happen. Similar to Brooke. But I was like, my kids have to be invested. Like for me, it was they had to have the authentic experience of meeting you and wanting to do this also, before me pushing them and guiding them in any way. So I sent my kids to your session. Little do they know that I assigned them all to go to your session, at one time. And so they heard everything, and I was waiting outside the door, and I was like, and they were like, we want in, like, let's make this happen. Let's do it. So we weren't able to do it. That was in April of 2 years ago. So it was just we didn't want to do it rush. Like we weren't going to rush to put something together and it not be accepted well, or people be like, what are y'all doing? This is crazy. So we wanted to take the time to actually plan a little bit better. So then we started talking about and started a conversation on campus about how the best way to do this was and when the best time of year would be. So in next fall, last year, we started planning. And for us, it was about, we knew that we had to get the right kids to buy in. We kind of needed those kids that have the social currency and are kind of power players on our campus to buy in. Because once other kids saw them doing this and participating in it, once the week actually happened, we knew we'd get buy-in across the board. So we did a committee last year, and they did a lot of the planning, and then you came and spoke to them. And what was neat was that we had I'm a high school 9 through 12 campus. We didn't allow any seniors to participate in the original planning. And the thought was that they're not going to be here. They can start the legacy and participate in it, but they're not going to be the ones who keep it going. It's our underclassmen who are going to be the ones who nurture it and continue to evolve, and make this part of our fabric of our community. So this year, so it went, we had some hiccups, and it was a really fun week. The first year, last April, we planned it in the middle of April because that was like the longest stretch of the school year without a break. So we were like, in the middle of that, let's boost morale. Let's do something fun. So we planned it for there. However, right before the week started, Houston had terrible rains, and we lost 2 days of school for flooding. So we went to a mini Dude Be Nice week and crammed lots of love and fun into 3 days. Then this year, I kicked it more to my student council kids and officers. And my officers did a giant brainstorming session and came up with like 75 to 100 ideas. From there, I sent it as a Google form to all of our 140 student council members. And the kids got to vote on the top 5 activities they would want to participate in or have on campus. And then this year we pretty much did everything electronically, just because we were kind of planning over Christmas break, and right as Christmas break was coming to an end, we were getting back into session. So it's pretty cool that they all, they did electronically. And so we came up with our plan and Google Docs and Google Forms and chatted via that way.
Can you share more about how you planned? I remember last year, and so just so everyone knows, like it doesn't take me to make this happen on your campus. It just so happened that I was going to Courtney School, but I've never been to Brooks School, and they pulled off an awesome week. But can you talk a little bit about kind of how you, for your first Dude Be Nice week last year before the flood, you kind of broke your kids up into planning and who was responsible for what?
Yeah, so we started talking kind of similar to how Brooke did, is that we kind of like, for us, we started with a big idea list. And then we started saying, you know, what would be the most important things? What are actually feasible for us to accomplish within this time period? So then from there, we started picking like, where can we put it on a calendar day-wise? And then I let each of my officers and kids on the committee kind of choose a day or an activity that was like they thought was the most exciting or important or valuable to them. And I had kids chair every different event. We originally had planned over 30 events to happen over the course of last year's, the First Times week. And then when we lost the days, we had to just kind of adjust and see what we could keep going with. But it was really cool how kids would buy in and they wanted to own a piece of the week.
Cool. Yeah, I think one of the things I like to encourage schools and groups to do is kind of have that big buy-in together, and then get a bunch of different ideas maybe together or in separate groups, and really get groups of kids to focus on one of the days, and that's kind of their day that they coordinate, they put together, they produce, and then the kids from the other days are really there to support that group on that day, and then
Right.
that kind of goes throughout the week. So it's
And
been
it's also
really cool.
being able to like highlight your kids' skills. Like we've got those kids who love to work and they're our worker bees, and but they don't want to be out in front and doing anything.
Right.
So we use them to help make posters, and like we made a giant chalkboard and they've got to paint on that. And they were the ones who put like little baggies together, the gift bags, and make sure like the faculty breakfast went off. And then I had the kids who didn't mind being out in front of the entire school every day. Being the spokesperson. So we were able to highlight, and we had the artistic kids who painted these beautiful, beautiful signs and made stuff at our pep rally at the end of the week. So we were able to really highlight like all of the kids'
Talents.
skills and the passions that they wanted to showcase.
Awesome. So this is a fun question. So last year, we'll break it up into two sections. So last year was your first Dude Be Nice week. You only were able to do, I think, 3 days, and then this year you did a full week. What are some of the activities that your kids came up with that during the 2 separate weeks that were big hits, and how did you do them?
So for my campus, like the biggest thing for us is that we need faculty buy-in. Like once the faculty buys in, they get super excited. We notice that the kids seem to follow their model and their level of excitement. So we started the week with we got Dude Be Nice t-shirts. They were the baseball tees. And we had them customized with our school's logo. So we had every student council member wrote a very personal, kind thank you note to the teachers, and we wrapped the t-shirts and put the thank you notes on the t-shirts. And so Monday morning or Wednesday morning, when they arrived to school, they walked in and their t-shirt and thank you note were in their box. So we immediately started the teachers and the faculty and staff on a super high note. From there, we gave out buttons that said "Nights are nice," because our kids love swag and they love the giveaways. So we did some of that. We had an event where we wanted to show like it's okay, let's be kind to ourselves, and that, sometimes it's important to be kind to others, but being kind to yourself is important also. So we did an event called Pause and Relax, where we brought therapy dogs in one day during lunch. So the kids got to like come and spend their lunch period just hanging on these adorable dogs. We did a faculty breakfast where we asked different kids to bring in different breakfast items, and did a breakfast for the entire faculty with music. We did a giant chalkboard at lunch one day that said, "We are kind because," and the kids got to go and write what makes them kind. It was like this giant billboard size chalkboard. Since we have daily chapel, we had kindness testimonials, and kids and faculty got up every day and talked about what kindness is to them, kind of defined it, and that kindness doesn't always have to look the exact same way, as long as kind of the intentions are the same behind it. And then we had our big pep rally at the end of the week for last year.
That's so cool. Did the dog event go awesome?
The dog event was really, really stinking cute.
Yeah.
We used a classroom, and we made it like public. Like if you're having a rough week, and you need to take some time to pause and relax, PAWS. Then we had it in a classroom right next to the parking lot, so the dogs weren't like walking through the entire building. And we told people if they were afraid or allergic, please don't walk in this hallway. But I would say that of the voluntary events that we've had on this campus, this is my 4th year, we had over 200 kids come through during their lunch to come hang out with dogs. Probably one of the best attended events.
People love dogs. I like it. We've always said if we're going to have a retail store someday and we want people to like come in, we're just going to have like a bunch of like dogs running around in the front, and people are going to be super excited to stop by. Awesome. So this year, Courtney, any cool new things you did or recurring things that you want to highlight?
So last year, the pep rally, we did like a total surprise pep rally. We didn't tell anybody it was happening. We didn't tell anybody that our schedule was going to be different for the day. And they walked in, and we had just like like most schools do, you have the traditional, like you walk in, they're playing the same music, the same like events happen kind of in the same order. So everybody thought it was going to be the same thing. And then all of a sudden it took like this awkward turn, and it became this way to say thank you to these amazing faculty. It just seemed it was fun and it was awesome, but it just seemed not right for our campus. So this year we changed it, and because of also the people we were recognizing, we had it in the middle of the day during chapel service. So we were in cahoots with one of our reverends on campus, and he was all about it. And he got up there to give his homily, and my student body president, like Kanye West, Taylor Swift him, and just interrupted him and was like, "Excuse me, Father, we've got to talk, while we're talking about kindness, we've got some people we need to thank right now." So we called those people up, and we had kids give testimonials about why we're recognizing these people and what they do for our campus. And, maybe you see the effect of what they do, but you don't see all of the time, effort, and energy they put into it. So that's one of the biggest things we did differently. The other thing we did differently is our kids, it was really important, was they were like, how do we make this more collaborative? Like, we don't have to be the ones hosting the entire party the entire week. So we reached out to other organizations on campus and asked for them to participate during the week. So we had our National Art Honor Society paint windows. So they wrote like, "Dude, be nice," "Make kindness normal," "Choose love," and like other phrases of kindness and hearts all over our entire campus. We also reached out to the other clubs on campus and said, "Would you be willing to adopt a department for the week?" So we had 15 departments on campus, 15 clubs, each one adopted one, and they got to do something nice for that department, whatever they wanted, whatever fit them best. One of the clubs adopted one of our departments, and they threw them a surprise happy hour party. Basically, they brought in like homemade whoopie pies and hummus and veggie trays, and they worked with the department chair to call a meeting, and then it was a total surprise. One of the other groups, it was like a games club. They adopted our tech department, so they made them little goodie bags with candy and homemade cookies, and then like 4 gig jump drives. So, because that's something they thought that department would really like. So it was really neat to have everybody be involved. So instead of doing a whole faculty breakfast this year, we let everybody have a little bit more personal thank you from a group of kids.
That's cool. And how are you keeping the momentum for all this stuff that you've started kind of going?
So my kids really love it. So like, it's been really funny since school started this year, everybody's been like, "So when's the next Dude Be Nice week? When's the next Dude Be Nice week?" And so for us, we don't want to have it on a prescribed week every year. We just want to fit it in when it's like the right fit for maybe the people we're recognizing or for our campus. This year we did it the first week of second semester because we've had some like bullying issues over the past year, like past first semester, and kids getting used to being here. So we were like, let's start 2017, with Nights Are Nice, and let's just retrain our kids and give them some words and actions to be able to continue to be kind throughout the week. We're in talks to continue doing. One of the teachers said, why is it just 1 week? Why can't we do something every single day? And I said, that's a lot for one person and one group of kids to handle. So we're going to try to do something once a week from now on. And we've got some ways of like, maybe like caught you being kind, or where kids can turn each other in, almost like give citations for kindness. And we're going to reward them with some of the shirts and fun stuff that we have.
That's awesome. Yeah. So just an idea as you kind of think about your Dude Be Nice Week and how do you kind of expand upon it. One of the coolest things that we've seen consistently happen at schools that do a Dude Be Nice Week and want to continue on with that vibe is we are seeing schools and communities using kind of Dude Be Nice as, whether it be our apparel or whatever, as kind of these cool little gifts that are given out. And to your point, Courtney, for kids or even adults that are kind of caught doing Dude Be Nice type things, when they're, every Friday, one of the elementary schools here does a Dude Be Nice Day where they recognize kids that have been hand selected and nominated by their peers that are just doing things that really embody the spirit. So it's a really cool thing that we continue to see.
I mean, ultimately, my goal is that we won't sell the t-shirts as a school. We'll buy them, and you have to earn them. Like it's a reward that you get this Dude Be Nice shirt because you've been a nice dude. Yesterday, we actually hung up 1,000 Valentines. We made a personal handwritten Valentine for everybody on campus with more than their name. Like it had something nice about them, or just wishing them a good day. And it was really funny to walk by and see them. How many of them were like, dudes, have a nice day, like have a nice Valentine's Day. So using y'all's language.
That's awesome.
For Valentine's.
That's cool. And so Allison, I know we have some questions rolling in for Courtney and Brooke. What do we got?
Yeah, absolutely. This is so cool. So several questions. So I'll just ask them one at a time, but for everyone, there's 2 questions that Sherry has submitted here. One, how did you have the upfront money to purchase items that you needed for your Dude Be Nice Week? And then secondly is, how long did the planning process take?
So last year it took a few months. It took us about 3 months of planning and working together as a team. Just getting 15, 20 kids together is always a hairy situation. So it took us about 3 months of planning. We started in January and we had our Dude Be Nice Week in April last year. This year was a little easier because the kids already knew kind of what to expect and what would fly, what wouldn't. And we did it electronically. So we were able to plan the whole thing in about 2 weeks this year. So that was, I guess we found like some ways to streamline it a little bit. Last year, we used some of our money that we'd raised on other fundraisers to pay for it. And then during the week, we had a bake sale to help cover the cost of what we spent on stuff throughout the week.
Brooke, what say you?
First of all, I am totally in this conversation. Courtney is amazing. I wrote down all of her ideas. So I want people thinking I'm just creating papers. I have a page full of ideas. I love this. I got the money by getting donations through Costco, the local flower shop, the sports apparel place. When we made it a community thing, and then the school has, my principal. I mean, if that's just flat out honest answer. And in the planning process, it took 2 months from the day we launched it to the day we started that week.
Awesome. And I would tell you, another way that a lot of schools do raise money for these type of activities is we're an apparel company. So part of kind of making it kind of the official Dude Be Nice Week, we offer custom apparel, your school name, colors, all that stuff, and you order in bulk. It's like Brooke is wearing there. And we have some new designs that we just released, but a lot of schools we create a free mock-up for you, and we even provide an order form, and you start circulating this and sell a bunch of shirts and use some of the profits to pay for some of the stuff that you're doing. So for example, one of the schools an elementary school in the Arizona area, they kind of introduced it, and then they brought it back to the parents and the students, and ended up selling like 250 shirts, and are using that money throughout the year to kind of do these activities that we just talked about. And then, but donations and that type of thing are critical.
We got all of our stuff donated that we honored the people with. So last year we honored 6 people. This year we honored 6 again. We reached out to our alums, and our alums donated gift certificates and things. Use your networks. I mean, have them. You've got alums who believe in what we're doing, and going into the business world, these are skills that our kids need to learn. to be successful and be strong team workers. So they understand that now.
Absolutely. And like I said, if you've got paper, if you've got people with instruments, if you've got people that can sing, artists, like if you can use those talents to put something together, like you can be just as successful as if you spend $100,000 on this thing and buy someone a new house. Truly, like you did. That's not necessary for you to be successful. Like money should never be an obstacle for you to do a Dude Be Nice week. All right, Allison, what's the next question?
Yeah, so actually sort of a follow-up question from, I think it was Sadie from our list, is what are some ideas for really low-cost things that you could do during a Dude Be Nice week?
One of the things that we did this year that was super fun was I got 144 Easter eggs for like $8 on Amazon, and we did an Easter egg hunt. Each egg had a random act of kindness inside of it, so that we hid them all over campus. So the kids had to find the egg, complete the kindness, and they could come and get like a little prize from me this year. So it was really neat to watch them get excited. That cost us $8 to do a project, and we had over 100 eggs, 144 eggs throughout our campus. So that was easy.
For me, basically, if I can have it student made, it's happening. So, because again, you use what you have. The posters, everything was school. The printer paper, school. The only thing that we ever needed to purchase was literally the items for like the flowers and the jacket. But pretty much the fun activities and the stars that because we also, to continue the message, we had do star shout outs all week to build our posters larger throughout. But everything, like I said, if it could be student made or if it was already at school, it was used.
Yeah, that's cool. One of the things we've seen at a school in Spokane, Washington, I forget exactly what they were called, but basically they made these like blinged out necklaces, and they started, I think, with 20 of them. And those 20 kids were then instructed to, all right, someone that you're really thankful for, give it to them. And then that person is required to give it to another person. So you'd see, and by the end of the day, like it was like coveted to kind of that you've got to wear this cool blinged out necklace. And I forget if I think there might've been some, if you're the last person wearing it, some cool reward. Maybe, I think it was custom Dude Be Nice shirts, but that doesn't take anything except a piece of paper and creativity. Some other cool things that we have are stickers. Great fundraiser, great thing to give out. We can customize them, but it's like one of the coolest things that people love. Put them all over the place. It's a great thing to use. We have pins you can use as a fundraiser or to give out that we can get to you. So there's all sorts of cool stuff. Allison, what else we got?
Okay, yeah. So these ones I think are really for you, Brent, because a lot of questions are asking, do we need Dude Be Nice in order to do a Dude Be Nice week at our school? And can we do it at someplace that's not a school? And can we do it at a boarding school? And those kinds of things. So maybe you could just give a little bit of a disclaimer, kind of like you did at the beginning, about what a Dude Be Nice week is and how they can be empowered to do it at their campus.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to back up, so the Dude Be Nice week is really an opportunity for you, whether you're at a school, you work at a bank, you work at a gas station, whatever it is, to create a week of activities that are really surrounded around this idea of gratitude, saying thank you to different people. It may be customers if you're not at a school. It may be students. It may be your teachers if you are at a school. So it's just a week to creatively say thank you to different groups of people in fun ways and make people feel appreciated. And so that's what a Dude Be Nice week is. And you absolutely don't need me. Brooke, for example, she has never met me until literally 2 days ago via a practice webinar, and they've used our guide on our website, which is free. And if you haven't got it, you can click on a link and grab it from our site. They use that and some of our videos and created their own Dude Be Nice vibes. You don't need us. You don't have to buy anything. What we obviously suggest that you get Dude Be Nice products to really kind of make it come to life. And we're an apparel company, so we do it really well. But you don't have to create your own Dude Be Nice week. And if you want anything that says Dude Be Nice on it, we're the ones to go to and to customize it for you. So hopefully that helps answer that. We've seen a lot of different organizations, from Boys and Girls Club to YMCAs to boarding schools, private schools, public schools, college campuses that are starting to create Dude Be Nice type of events on their campus. So hopefully that helps you and inspires you to kind of go out and just make it happen.
Yeah, and then the last question was, how do we get you to come to our school, Brent?
You just got to talk to my wife and see if she is cool with me leaving town, especially when she's about to have baby number 2. No, so like I said, I hate to undersell myself, but you don't need me to do this. Brooke is a prime example of that. They've made it happen. I do travel quite a bit, and there is some availability for me to come out and kind of speak to your school. A lot of times I will kick off a Dude Be Nice week or end a Dude Be Nice week, or just introduce Dude Be Nice, and then schools, just like Courtney last year, I came to her school, talked to her kids, I think in like January, and then 4 months later, they actually did something with Dude Be Nice. So I absolutely do talk. I have all sorts of commitments already, but you can actually just email support@dudebenice.com if you have any questions about that, support@dudebenice.com, and Jen or Jamie will get back to you with some more information on that. Anything else, Allison?
That's all the questions.
Awesome. Well, we're like right on time. We wanted to go an hour, so we've got about 3 minutes. So I will just wrap up with a couple of things. First, when you guys do Dude Be Nice Week, we want to see what you do. Share it with us. Tag us on Facebook or Instagram with Dude Be Nice, and send us pictures. And we want to see what you do. If you're kind of having trouble or have any questions about getting dialed in with Dude Be Nice, you can always email Jamie@dudebenice.com or Jennifer@dudebenice.com, and we'll get back to you with some ideas, and maybe we'll even jump on a phone call with y'all. Courtney, I just said y'all. You proud of me? Houston, Texas. So we will do what we can to help facilitate that. But the good news is we've got a guide. We've got all sorts of resources to help you do that. Second thing I want to talk about, we talked about it a lot. We love walking on campuses, and they're doing a Dude Be Nice week, or they've done it, and everyone's decked out in custom Dude Be Nice apparel. Brooke's done it, Courtney's done it, and it's something we're really proud of. It's what's unique about us. We're a lifestyle brand that connects people through style, these clothes, and the stories you guys are creating. So it's a great way for fundraising, and we have wholesale prices. So if you have any questions about that, you can also email Jamie@dudebenice.com or custom@dudebenice.com. So Jamie@dudebenice.com or custom@dudebenice.com, and you can actually now mock up and create your own Dude Be Nice tee on our website. If you go to the custom tab on our website, you click there and you can design your own tees, which is pretty rad. We're going to repost this video just so you know, so you can kind of look back at it and share it or get some ideas. But that pretty much covers it. I want you to know kind of this is something we are so excited to see taking off across the country. And for all you who have done a Dude Be Nice week or planning to do it, what a cool way to kind of leave a legacy on your campus or in your community. And hopefully it's something that sticks. Any last thoughts from Courtney or Brooke?
I pretty much just kind of going back with that question of do you have to be involved with Dude Be Nice? Like you said before, it's community. And when you spread that message, it's amazing how naturally community gets involved. So if you're so worried about it, or you're worried like where this is going to take you, it's seriously like one of those mommy bird moments where you just have to let the chick take flight. Like just spread the wings and just let it happen. It is magical. And it's because it's just something that needs to happen in this world.
Yeah, and you just have to do something that feels right for you and your community and your school. But it's really neat to see how excited people get and can't wait to have the next one, and how it really quickly just becomes a part of your community and your traditions.
Awesome. And I'm not going to make any political statement whatsoever right now, but I think we all know there's a lot of division and anger and animosity happening in our country and worldwide. And frankly, we just want to be the company that shifts gears for a second and brings people together and recognizes people for their contributions. From a apparel standpoint, I always say we want to be the uniform that people are wearing when they're out doing good things. Yeah. We want to be the uniform when kids are saying thank you to their teachers, or putting posters on the wall that say, you're awesome. Like, we want to be the uniform behind that. And so we're proud to see that actually happening. So if there are no more questions, Allison, any other questions? we're good. Thank you all for joining us, and to Brooke and Courtney, we really appreciate you guys bringing, frankly, our dream to life, and it means so much to see it come to life on your campuses and in your communities. And we're a small little company and a small little team, but it's pretty cool to see and feel the difference that we've made through you guys. So we appreciate you all, and I hope you all have a great evening, day, wherever you might be.
Thank you. It was an honor. Truly.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you guys. So great. Bye, everyone.
Bye.